Imagine for a moment that every thought, every feeling, every action you have vibrates at a certain energy level. Now think about it. What would happen if you could control, shape, and direct this energy to completely transform your life? Today, we explore a concept that has fascinated scientists, philosophers, and mystics for generations. We discuss why everything in the universe is energy, and how this hidden truth can become the most powerful tool you've ever had to completely change your reality. But now comes the most important part. At the end of this video, we reveal a principle that could completely revolutionize your understanding of life and the universe. This isn't a superficial tour. We'll delve into the teachings passed down from generation to generation, from ancient Hermetic texts to the latest discoveries in quantum physics. Prepare for a journey that will awaken your curiosity, touch your deepest emotions, and transform your perspective on the world. From dawn to dusk, we are surrounded by an endless ocean of energy, but we rarely think about what that actually means. Energy is more than just something that moves machines or powers our electronic devices. It's the very structure of the universe. Nikola Tesla, one of history's greatest geniuses, once said, "Those who wish to unravel the mysteries of the universe must think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." But what does that really mean? Modern science, especially quantum physics, has shown that everything we perceive as solid matter is nothing more than condensed energy vibrating at different frequencies. From subatomic particles to the most distant galaxies, everything is in constant motion, in constant vibration. How does this fit into our lives? What does the fact that everything is energy have to do with our emotions, our relationships, or even our goals? This is where things get really interesting. Every thought we have emits a frequency. Every emotion you feel has a vibration. And these frequencies not only influence your own energy field, but also interact with the energy field of the universe. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that the presence of a positive person lifts your mood, while a negative person seems to drain your energy? This is no coincidence. We constantly exchange energy with our environment, whether consciously or unconsciously. It's as if we all have an invisible antenna that picks up and emits frequencies at every moment. This principle is not new. Spiritual traditions around the world have known it for millennia. Ancient Vedic texts from India describe the concept of prana, the life energy that flows through us and the universe. The Chinese call it qi, while Western esoteric traditions often refer to this force as universal, etheric energy. These different names point to the same truth: everything in the universe is connected by a constant flow of energy. The question that now arises is, if everything is energy, how can we use this knowledge to transform our lives? The key lies in understanding that our energetic frequency determines what we attract into our reality. Albert Einstein expressed this simply yet profoundly. He said that energy follows intention. When we consciously decide what kind of energy we want to radiate, we influence the energy field around us. This shows us the importance of intention and attention. Wherever we direct our attention, our energy flows. When we constantly focus on thoughts of lack, fear, or doubt, we vibrate at a low frequency. This frequency acts like a magnet, attracting more situations related to these emotions. Conversely, when we focus on gratitude, love, and abundance, we raise our vibration and begin to attract experiences that reflect these energies. The universe doesn't differentiate between desires and fears. It only responds to the frequency you emit. Therefore, the first step to controlling your energy is to become aware of your thoughts and feelings. This doesn't mean you should suppress your negative feelings, but rather learn to observe and release them instead of shying away from them. It all starts with self-observation. As you become more aware of your inner state, you can begin to make small adjustments to your vibration. It's like tuning a musical instrument. It may seem difficult at first, but with practice and perseverance, you'll become the master of your own energy. Let me ask you a question. If you knew that every thought and feeling you have actively shapes your reality, what changes would you make in your life? Consider this as we continue to explore how you can tune into the higher frequencies of the universe and unleash your full energetic potential. The energy we radiate influences not only our personal lives, but also the world around us. This principle is fundamental to many spiritual philosophies and esoteric practices. The law of attraction, for example, which has gained popularity in recent years, is based on the idea that we attract into our lives that which vibrates at the same frequency as us. However, this idea is not just a modern concept. It also has deep roots in ancient wisdom. In Hermetic texts, particularly the famous Kybalion, the principle of vibration is mentioned as one of the universal laws. This principle states that nothing is truly at rest. Everything is in constant motion. What we perceive as solid or static is actually an illusion, created by the limited perception of our senses. When we understand that everything is vibration, we realize how deeply connected we are to the universe than we ever imagined. But how can we take this concept from intellectual understanding to everyday application? This is where the conscious practice of raising vibration comes into play. This practice requires neither complicated tools nor advanced knowledge. It all starts with small actions that have the power to change your energy field. Gratitude, for example, is one of the most powerful ways to change your frequency. When you express gratitude, even for the smallest things, you send a signal of abundance to the universe. This sign not only raises your vibration, but also opens you up to receiving more of what you are grateful for. That's why so many spiritual and religious traditions emphasize the importance of gratitude as a daily practice. Another way to raise your vibration is meditation. For centuries, mystics have used meditation to connect with higher levels of consciousness. Modern science has shown that meditation not only calms the mind, but also positively influences the practitioner's energy field. When meditating, one enters a state of energetic coherence, meaning thoughts, emotions, and body begin to vibrate harmoniously. Furthermore, music and sounds play an important role in our vibration. You've noticed how certain melodies can instantly change your mood. This is no coincidence. Every musical note emits a frequency, and some are specifically designed to resonate with the natural frequencies of the human body. For example, binaural beats and solfeggio frequencies are tools that can help you realign your energy and raise your vibration. However, raising your energetic frequency doesn't depend solely on positive activities. It's also about letting go of anything that keeps you at a low vibration. Emotions like fear, anger, and resentment are like chains that prevent you from ascending. But here's the secret. These emotions have no power over you unless you give them control. Acknowledging, accepting, and letting go of them is an act of self-love that profoundly changes your energy. When you begin to consciously work with your energy, you will notice subtle but powerful changes in your life. People with a similar frequency will gravitate toward you. Opportunities that once seemed unattainable are now within your grasp. Even the challenges you face will seem less overwhelming because you're operating from a position of clarity and energetic balance. Let me ask you something. If you knew you had the power right now to change your frequency and thus alter your reality, what would you radiate? Love or fear? Abundance or lack? Gratitude or affirmation? These decisions, however small they may seem, determine the course of your life. The universe responds to the energy you radiate, not the words you speak. That's why it's so important to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the reality you wish to create. This process takes practice, but the results are so transformative that every effort is worth it. So far, we've explored the concept of energy as the foundation of the universe and the influence of our own vibrations on the reality we experience. Yet there's a deeper level we must consider, a principle that connects everything discussed so far. This principle will be the central theme of the next section and promises to unlock a mystery that could radically change our view of life and the universe. To fully understand how energy shapes our reality, we must delve deeper into a concept that has been explored by both ancient mystics and modern scientists: the connection between energy and consciousness. Consciousness is not simply a byproduct of chemical processes in the brain, as some materialistic theories suggest. Rather, It is a powerful force that interacts directly with the universal energy field. Ancient Vedic texts describe consciousness as the divine spark that resides within every human being and is called Atman. This spark connects us not only to ourselves, but also to the whole. Similarly, quantum physics began to explore how conscious observation can alter reality. One of the most famous experiments illustrating this is the double Rendija experiment. It showed that particles can behave as waves or particles, depending on how they are observed. This suggests that consciousness plays an active role in shaping physical reality. But what does this mean for us in everyday life? It means that we are not merely passive observers in a chaotic universe. We are co-creators of our reality. Every thought, emotion, and intention acts as a form of energy that interacts with the universal quantum field. This field, which some call the divine matrix, the unified field, or simply the universe, responds to the energy you radiate and returns experiences that align with your vibration. Imagine for a moment that the universe is like an infinite mirror. Everything you project into this mirror will be reflected back to you. If your energy is filled with love, gratitude, and abundance, the mirror will reflect more of these experiences back to you. If, on the other hand, your energy is filled with fear, doubt, or resentment, the universe will reflect these emotions back to you in the form of challenges and difficulties. This brings us to a fundamental truth. You have the power to change your reality by changing your inner state. However, this doesn't happen overnight. It requires practice, discipline, and above all, a constant commitment to one's own spiritual growth. One of the most effective tools for achieving this inner change is visualization. Conscious visualization is more than just imagining something in one's mind. It's a process in which you build an emotional connection to the reality you wish to create. When you visualize with clarity and emotion, you send a powerful signal to the energy field of the universe. It's as if you're telling the universe, this is what I want to experience. This is what I want to vibrate. And the universe, following the laws of resonance, begins to reorganize itself to reflect this intention. A striking example of this can be found in the manifestation practices used by many cultures throughout history. From the shamanic rituals of indigenous tribes to the affirmation practices of the modern world, the principle is the same: aligning your mind, heart, and soul with the reality you wish to create. However, there is a crucial aspect that many people overlook when working with these practices. It's not just about asking or wishing. You must also be willing to act in accordance with your intentions. The energy you radiate must be supported by concrete actions that reflect your commitment to your vision. For example, if you want to attract financial abundance, simply imagining it is not enough. You should also take practical steps, such as developing your skills, seeking opportunities, and most importantly, cultivating an abundance mindset in your daily life. This is where the importance of energetic coherence comes into play. Coherence occurs when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony. It's a state of inner harmony that enhances your ability to manifest the reality you desire. Conversely, when disagreements arise, for example, when you say you want something but your emotions are dominated by fear or doubt, your energy dissipates and you lose power. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you desired something with all your might, but deep down felt like you didn't deserve it or couldn't achieve it? This feeling of doubt is like an energetic barrier blocking the flow of abundance in your life. The key to overcoming it is developing faith in yourself and the universe. Remember that the universe is always working in your favor, even when things don't seem to be going as expected. Sometimes the challenges you face aren't punishments, but opportunities to grow and adjust your vibration. Every experience, whether positive or negative, brings with it a lesson that can help you raise your energy if you're ready to learn it. At this point, it's important to pause and reflect. If everything is energy, and energy follows intention, what reality are you currently creating? Are your thoughts and feelings aligned with the life you want to live? These questions aren't simple philosophical exercises. They're an invitation to look within, and consciously and powerfully take control of your energy. What we've explored so far leads us to a surprising conclusion. Energy isn't just an external force that moves the universe. It's the essence of who we are. In the next part, we'll delve into a principle that not only underpins everything discussed, but also provides you with a practical tool for completely controlling your energy and thus your life. We've reached the culmination of this journey. So far, we've explored how everything in the universe is energy, how our personal vibrations directly influence our reality, and how we can use tools like gratitude, visualization, and energetic coherence to transform our lives. Now it's time to reveal a principle that brings all this together into a unified truth. The energy you radiate influences not only you, but also the entire universe. Even the ancient mystics taught that the universe is not external. Instead, we are an integral part of an infinite field of energy and consciousness. This field not only responds to our vibrations, but also contains an energetic memory of everything we were, everything we are, and everything we can become. In some traditions, this is referred to as the Akashic Record, or Akashic Records. This concept may seem abstract, but consider this. If everything in the universe is interconnected, every thought, word, and action we perform leaves a mark on this vast energy field. This means that we are responsible not only for our own energy, but also for how that energy contributes to the balance or imbalance of the world. This principle is clearly reflected in the teachings of karma. Karma is not, as it is often interpreted, a punishment or reward, but an energetic law of cause and effect. What you project into the universe, be it love, fear, gratitude, or resentment, will eventually return to you at the same frequency. But here's the key. It's not just about what you do, but also about the energetic intention behind your actions. For example, imagine you're helping someone with the intention of receiving something in return. While the action itself may seem positive, the underlying energy is permeated with selfishness. On the other hand, when you act out of genuine selfless love, the energy you radiate is pure and creates a positive resonance that benefits not only the recipients of your help, but also you and the entire universe. This principle leads us to a transformative truth. The universe does not differentiate between what you do for yourself and what you do for others. Everything you project outward is ultimately a projection of what you carry within. Therefore, true energetic transformation begins with inner transformation. To sustainably change your vibration, it is important to work on your relationship with yourself. This includes healing old wounds, forgiving yourself for past mistakes, and accepting that you are worthy of all the universe has to offer. This process can be challenging, but it is also one of the most powerful acts of spiritual empowerment you can undertake. I'd like to share an exercise that can help you begin this process. It's simple, yet incredibly effective. Take a few minutes each day to sit quietly and imagine a radiant light emanating from your heart. Imagine this light expanding with each breath, filling your entire body, and then expanding into the space around you. Mentally repeat affirmations like, I'm pure energy, I'm connected to the universe, my vibration is love and gratitude. This exercise not only raises your vibration, but also helps you remember your inner connection to the common good. If you practice it regularly, you will notice subtle yet powerful changes in your life. People and situations that don't align with your new energy will move away from you, while opportunities that align with your higher frequency will unexpectedly arise. But there's something deeper we must consider. If everything is energy, and we are all connected, then every positive change in your own vibration has the potential to influence the collective energy field. This means that when you work with your own energy, you not only change your life, but also contribute to the awakening and evolution of all humanity. In this sense, your personal journey is far more meaningful than you can imagine. Every act of love, every positive thought, and every feeling of gratitude you radiate becomes a ripple effect that spreads through the universe, touching lives in ways you may never see, but which are real and powerful. Therefore, I'd like to leave you with a thought to take with you. If you knew that every small act of love and every effort to raise your vibration improves not only your life, but also the world as a whole, what would you do today to initiate that change? Remember, the universe is a mirror. What you project into it always comes back to you. By taking control of your energy, you not only reclaim your personal power, but also become a force for positive change in a world that desperately needs it. Everything is energy. Everything is interconnected. You have the power to shape your reality and contribute to universal balance. The question now isn't whether you can do it, because the answer is a resounding yes. The real question is whether you're ready to take this step and become master of your energy, and thus your destiny. This journey ends here, but the real work begins with you. Always remember, energy follows intention. And when you vibrate with love and gratitude, the entire universe conspires to help you live a life full of meaning and abundance. Thank you for joining me on this profound journey. The transformation is now in your hands. Thank you for watching.